Yuchiro Minna, Yahoo, how's it going everyone? This is I am Otaku. How have you guys been? It's been a month since the beginning of the new year itself, 2021. I hope you guys had a splendid January. I myself didn't really have a good one, but nevertheless, we're gonna keep ourselves moving forward. So with this video, as you guys clicked on it, it's plain and simple. It's gonna be my current statue's value. If I were to convert that into the quantities of Big Mac, McDonald's Big Mac, roughly how many can I get? And so for this experiment, it's not really an experiment calculation, I'm gonna be simply converting them into McDonald's in US dollars. Now I live in Asia, so I wouldn't exactly know the price wise, so I'm gonna do a simple Mr. Google son and just hopefully get the right price range. If you guys feel it's wrong, I apologize. I mean, I'm not in US, but you guys can comment below what the actual price point is for Big Mac. So when I'm saying that, you guys obviously know I'm talking about this Big Mac right here, or the simple, Big Mac that looks more like that. Yeah. With that said, obviously I'm gonna go through in two parts. Simply the first part will be my current statues that I currently own. I don't really have that many statues because I'm relatively new to the statue collecting hobby, whereas previously I was more into the PVC figures and androids and what sorts, but I'm moving on up another level plus ultra. With that, I'm gonna do that part first, and then the second part of this, I'm simply gonna do my pre-orders of what's to come, statues that I'm pre-ordered and they're arriving pretty soon hopefully, and then convert them into McDonald's price points in regards to Big Macs once again. So with that said, let's not waste any more time, let's get straight into that video. So as you guys can see right now, I'm on this Economics. I believe this is the most legit source of when it comes to finance and economy. Might be wrong, but nevertheless, we've got the Big Mac index that was studied upon back in the 90s, and thus this is where I'm just gonna get my source from. Again, this is just for fun, just in a calculation experiment. So with that said, it's written here $5.66 in US dollars, so I'm just gonna use that as my gauge. So with that said, I'm just gonna, whenever I see a statue, I'm gonna click pause on the video. I'm gonna use the simple Excel right here and convert them, and then we'll see roughly how many burgers, Big Mac burgers, can I get for that statue. So here we go guys, here's the video. As you guys can see right now, I've did a bit of a pre-recording earlier of how my current statues are and how they're placed in my house. So without further ado, as we go right here, right from the get-go, you guys see there's a line full of All Might, and the very first one I've got right here is none other than All Might from My Hero Academia. Now this is from Shogun Studios, and this is their Plus Ultra model. Now, if you guys may or may not know, this is my second statue of this particular model. Why? As because if you refer to this thumbnail right here on my previous video, unfortunately it broke, but fortunately I was able to find a replacement as sooner than I expected, and so this is why it is the way it is right now. But let's see, roughly about 63 Big Mac from the start, so that's a lot of Big Macs to get for this statue. It's worth every burger, but nevertheless 63 burger is the very first one. 63 Big Macs. On to the next one. Now this is another favorite piece of mine. This is gonna be the All Might versus No Move statue from 37 Lab Studio. It's probably one of my most favorite scenes throughout the entire series itself, My Hero Academia, when All Might just had to go plus ultra above and beyond to really just to do what he's absolutely the best at, saving the day. So with this statue said, it's about 126 Big Macs, so that's double, almost double from the first one, which was 63. So double, 126 Big Macs for this masterpiece, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. So that's without a doubt worth. And I think you guys saw a glimpse of it anyway, so the third one is pretty damn obvious. It's gonna be the very first version of the All Might from Shogun Studios once again, but this is the broken one. So I did do some magic, aka super glue, to just try to salvage whatever I can. But as you can see, the lineup here is just majestic, and I love the fact that I've kind of bought some lights that react to motion, so that's sort of how it lights up with the back wall. And the wall being white, it does give this nice glow to it. I know as you guys collectors may or may not agree on this part, but yeah, I get it. Like, it is broken, it is kind of hard to resell, and I'm not the kind of guy to be lying to anyone, and I gotta be honest with myself as well. So honestly, I'm gonna give this a big fat 0, 0, 0. So that means no dollars, no burgers. So we're gonna keep it as that, you know, just plain and simple. Moving on onwards. Just waiting for the video, and there we go. So the next one I've got right here is none other than All Might again in his Silver Age costume. This is again by the same studios, Shogun Studios, but this one is called what's it called again? Symbol of Peace. So Symbol of Peace. But what I really love about this piece, I've seen this over a year and a half ago, and when I saw this as you know, just as a design or 3D rendering, and then before it became a prototype, I love the fact that it has 2 in 1. So what I'm saying, obviously, Silver Age and the true form of All Might. I just love that fact. So I kind of feel like I got a great deal of it, because instead of like 1 piece, you got like 2 in 1. But however, let's see. For the Big Mac wise, I think it cost me about 92 Big Macs. So just like how the first one was 60 and how the second one's 126, so the third one being just right in the middle of those two. So 92 Big Macs for this majestic piece, in my opinion, of course. So moving on up, this is really one of the, like, it's totally astray from the rest of the series right now. Like, I just moved away from Hero Academia, but here is one of the most majestic pieces. And if you guys have been a collector like myself for just a certain amount of period, you guys would know Kaido being one of the biggest mofo badass guy in the One Piece universe. And so in this One Piece character, Kaido, this is one of the most majestic pieces that was ever made. It's by BP Studios, and it's roughly, I don't know, let's see, roughly how much is that gonna be? 108 Big Macs. Oh, okay, it's a lot less than I expected comparison to the All Might versus Nomu statue, but 108 Big Macs, and that's, I'll tell you guys why that's the case. It should be way more than that in regards to the quantity of Big Macs, but the thing was, I was really fortunate enough to meet a friendly person through the Facebook market, you know, Facebook groups, and he was able to sell it to me at retail value, not the market value. So bear in mind, this is sort of a rare piece. It should have gone up in certain amount of value. I really don't know that. I'm not a scalper. I really don't keep tabs on price range. I just feel like if it's value to me, it's rare to me, it's more than enough. Like, that's my opinion at least. So that's the case. That's about 108 Big Macs. So moving on up, but I mean, look, it looks just majestic. I'm so proud of having that piece. Moving on up, you guys probably already know this one because this was my last video. I'm sorry I've not been uploading, but I will try. I will. With this is a Tifa Lockhart, the gorgeous Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII. And so I just recently did a review of it. Here's the thumbnail. I'm sure you guys would have caught it. If not, check it out. So in this Tifa Lockhart from Mayfly Studios, I'm clearly getting astray, aren't I? Because it went from guys until like suddenly gal. So technically this is my first female if you will, statue, but no regrets. Tifa Lockhart has been like my childhood crush. I'm not really that big of a fan of Final Fantasy, but Tifa, you know, growing up in Japan, like, it's really iconic. So for that reason alone, I've gotten her. So Tifa Lockhart, I've got her at 88 Big Macs. Now, as a Chinese, 8 is a good number, so 88 Big Macs. So woo! Yeah, so I mean, gorgeous Tifa Lockhart with a bodacious body and that majestic, gorgeous statue base. Now, the clip stops here, but I've got another one keep coming up. So here's my wallpaper. I'm going on to the next one. So this is another statue I've gotten myself, and here's the thumbnail of it. I reviewed Kaido in his dragon form from, I believe, is it called WCF? Yeah. So by G5 Studios, but this model is called WCF Kaido Dragon Form, and it's relatively small, minuscule if you will, because the majority of my statues are like at 40 to 50 centimeters tall, but for this one I've got it at like insy wincy sort of size, like about 20 centimeters tall. But nevertheless, I think they've not skipped out on the details, and this Kaido statue cost me, in burgers wise, 23 Big Macs. So I've got 23 Big Macs for this beauty, and I think it's honestly it's just good fortune for us Asian Chinese people. Dragon is just a form of, you know, some kind of spiritual, mythological, powerful creature. Right, and then here's another video I've got on myself. This is actually the very first All Might statue I've ever gotten. Matter of fact, it's the very first statue of All Might I've ever gotten. Now, do pay in mind that I did break it. unfortunately. But this is not exactly the best looking All Might, if you guys can agree with me or not. But it's by RC Studios and it is relatively cheaper because it doesn't have as much details. It is smaller in form and it is in my room. If you guys have checked out my video, or my very first video I've ever made, which was the anime room tour, this is the All Might that's standing there. It is a bit dusty, so sorry for that. But you know, nevertheless, let's see. The price I got for this All Might would be, yeah, 43 Big Macs. So it, in general sense, of all the other big All Mights, Big Macs, all the other All Mights I've had in comparison, this is the lowest, cheapest Big Macs conversion I've gotten. Now I am okay with it. Like, I'm not exactly happy, to be fair with you guys, but it was the very first All Might statue released to the market, and only then later, like in a year later, did the design start popping up from all the other studios for All Might. And you know, I'm sure you guys would notice the background. Well, it's like, this is a custom made by my younger brother for my birthday. And so he did the laser engraving, and he like I think he framed it up all nice, like he cut up the wood frames and all that. So I am very fortunate in that sense. So that is it for video wise. I did not have much videos to begin with, but that's because, as I said right at the beginning, I am still relatively new to the statue collecting business. Now that was a lot of statues, wasn't it? So for the viewers who sticked around for the 10 minutes, thanks very much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed breaking it down. I'm sort of surprised at how many Big Macs I can actually acquire for the collection that I currently own. So let's just break it down. Right now I'm gonna do is simply ask the question that's here on the video itself. How many Big Macs can I get for the total value of my current statue collection? And so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna tally it all up, and then we're gonna find the big final number. So let's do that. Yeah. So we're gonna go in the order that we did the presentation of. So the All Might plus Ultra by Shogun Studios was 63 burgers. In addition to that, follow up, we've got the All Might vs Nobu by 37 Lab Studios, and that's 126 Big Macs. Moving from there, we've got the All Might again from Shogun Studio plus Ultra, the broken statue, and that's gonna be 0, as you already know that. And moving on to that one, we've got the Kaido from One Piece, and that's by BP Studios, and that's gonna be 108 Big Macs. So that's the total right now. Moving on from there, we've got Tifa Lockhart at 88. We got the Dragon Form Kaido from the G5 Studios, and that's just gonna be 23 Big Macs. And last but not least, well, for now, but you know, and pretty soon, because I've got like 2 more statues coming by next month. So you guys stick around and do give a like and subscribe if you guys look forward to more statue or all I Am Otaku content wise. So yeah, appreciate it. And then moving from there, we got one last one. We got the All Might from the RC Studios, and that is 43. With that said, the total amount of Big Macs I can acquire for my statue is... Hey guys, post editing, I Am Otaku here. So sorry, I clearly missed out on one of the most important statues I've got, the Silver Age All Might from Shogun Studios, and that's a big whopping 92 Big Macs. So we're gonna add that into the new total, and I'm gonna revise the number right here. And the total number of Big Macs I can obtain for my current statue value is gonna be 543 Big Macs. Wowza, that's quite a lot. I don't think I could ever finish that amount of Big Macs, but I certainly hope that it will grow exponentially and I'll have more and more Big Mac equivalents. Quite surprisingly, I feel like it's because I'm more of an Android collector, and I've got over 310 Nandroids. I sort of wonder, should I do this video for that as well and convert 310 Nandroid values into Big Macs, and in thus combining it total and getting my whole anime figure collection worth value. What do you guys think? Feel free to write comments below if you guys are interested in that. But nevertheless, on back to you, I Am Otaku. But nonetheless, thanks guys. As I said before at the beginning of this video, I'm gonna do a part 2 then, of which I'm gonna break down all the other new statues that's upcoming, and you know, we can just do that. I mean, if this does well enough, I mean, if the feedback's good enough, I'll definitely do part 2. So that's pretty much it. This has been I Am Otaku. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Plus Ultra!